Good everyone, I am Vijay from IDEC. In this video, we are going to look into web server or web editor functionality in FL1F, that is SmartRelay. For this video tutorial, I'm going to use WinLGC software, that is version 8.2, and FL1F web editor, that is version 1.0.0, and FL1F version of 1.82. So in this web editor function or web server functionality, there are two ways to show the values. One way is to display the screen, which is available on top of FL1F, that is built-in module, something like this. Or we can even showcase design screen, which we can pre-design. So these are the end results. We'll try and look into how these screens are being made and how it can be viewed. So without any delay, we'll jump into the practicality of it. So in this software, I've already done small programming. So I have taken two inputs, I1 and I2. So it's a simple operation of motor, start and stop. And I've taken a timer just to make sure to get the values in the web editor as well. So on the bottom side, I've considered text display, which is being displayed on the built-in module of FL1F, which I've predefined. So for this to be designed, first we need to drag and drop the message text, which is over here. Just drag and drop and link the hi and the dummy block over here. So once you do that, just double click on this to open the window over here. Once it is done, click on the time delay or whatever functionality you would like to display over here. Otherwise, we can even display the current date and time as well. Apart from that, we can even showcase the inputs and outputs, the values of that or the status of that as well. So since we have already considered a timer over here, that is B006 block, which is an on delay timer. So in this timer, we have three different types of parameters which we can view on the FL1F SmartRelay screen. I have considered the timer current value and the timer remaining value. So for that, I have done a small, I'll do one thing, I'll just delete all this. We'll go from scratch. I'm entering Q. I've entered Q with the help of keyboard. Then Q1 is the output. Whether we would like to check whether it's on and off, then just click on and off here. It will ask what exactly we would like to monitor here. Digital outputs, what we are trying to monitor here. And the output number is Q1. The status, how it should show, that is mentioned over here. Otherwise, you can change the alphabets over here, like F, A, L, C, right? So instead of false, I'll write OFF. Delete and delete. So I'll make it as it is. So off and on. So it will come here whenever the status changes, the Q1 status changes, we can see the value over here. Similarly for timer current value and timer remaining value. For timer current value, we have to go to the specific block over here, then current value. Just click here and double click here. So it will automatically come here. Similarly for the remaining value, just double click here. So these two have been configured already, right? So click OK. So just to monitor, just to simulate, you can do simulation here as well. Just click on simulation and I'll start the timer with the help of I1. So timer is started. Stop. Right? So we'll show the same in the FL1F web editor or web server functionality. So for the web editor to design the screens, so for that the software is FWE, that is FL1F web editor. So just click on this, window will be open as shown here. Then there are pages over here, global tags, navigator, expand one by one. In the pages section, we'll design the pages which we need to view. So right now, I think some project is created. I'll create new project once again. Give the path. I'll make it to documents itself. Maybe I'll create a document with tutorial. Finish. If you'd like to change the screen resolution, you can change that as well. Then once the pages has been designed, when the project has been designed, we'll create the pages now. By default, home page will come, and if you'd like to design few more pages, you can click on new page, and you can rename it as well. But I'll just write it IO main. Then on the home page, to jump between these two pages, we'll go to the navigator. We'll add the navigator here. Link. Click on what exactly we need to navigate. Home page. Text, whether it should be home page or maybe I'll change it to home. Right. So one more navigate. Here I'll navigate IO main page. IO status. So I'll rename to IO status, but it will link to IO main page. So this is for the navigation. Let's move on to the home page now. We'll design few blocks over here as we have shown in the initial stages of the tutorial. So initially I'll drag and drop the digital values. Okay, I have done the side by side so that we can easily understand what exactly I'm trying to do over here. So I1 over here, I'll try and map to the digital value over here, which I've taken from here. So block type is I and the input is I1. So instead of going with blocks and I can directly map it to global tags as well. So let me just go to the global tags and I'll add two tags over here. Maybe I'll mention it as start and stop. Input is I, then this is I2, start is I1, stop is I2. Again, I'll go to the home page. I'll go to this tag. I'll mention the tag as start. So automatically that will mention as I and I1. So whenever we are mentioning these states, I'll change the text to start. Then if you'd like to change the image as well, you can change the colors. I'll try and change the colors here. Maybe for start, I'll mention it as whenever it's on state, then dark green. Off state, normal green. Right? So I'm trying to minimize it. Copy, paste. So here I should mention this as stop. Colors I'll change here to maybe this red for on and dark red for off. The text should be stop. Stop. So as you have also noticed that when I have changed the variable to global variable to stop, automatically the block name, block type and block number has changed automatically. So to design further, maybe I'll just put a small rectangle here to write the text, the meaning of this. I'll mention it as operation. Okay. Then the other parts. Now we would like to display a tank. So for that, I need to drag and drop the image here. So once I click on image, I'll go to the navigation of image and search for tank. So here's the tanks, and I'll select any one of these tanks, maybe this tank. We can expand the tank as per our requirement. Then one more image, drag and drop. So now we'll go on to the navigation of the image. Here we'll have some pipes. Maybe this will do. So I'll try and link this pipe to here. Then one more image, or one more pipe. And finally, I'll be filling in a tank. So here I'll change the color to, so maybe I'll change the color here to blue so that we can easily understand that water filling status. Maybe we are filling some liquid from one tank to another. So after selecting all the colors as blue, we'll click on save, and change the range from 100 to 1000, scale of 100. It's totally fine. So similarly, I'll take one more scale over here, copy and paste for the tank status. So let us take this as a tank status. So here also I need to enter the values as 1000 and 100. Now we have to link these values to the timer value. So I'm considering timer here. So whenever we are starting a motor, so let us consider we are filling water from one tank to another. So in this case, I consider a timer. So whenever I'm starting the operation, let us assume a motor is there here and it's passing water from one tank to another. So in that case, water has to empty here and it has to fill here. So now we will be mapping these two analog bar values to variable memory. So here in this small program which I have designed here, timer, I'm considering TC and TR, that is current timer and remaining timer. So I need to map these two to variable memory or variable register. So in WinLGC we have a parameter called as PM mapping, where I try to map the current time and the remaining time to variable memory 0 and variable memory 2 respectively as current and remaining timer. In the web editor here, I'll map the remaining timer to the tank 1 here. So for that I have to go to VW and 0, yeah, that's 2, which is remaining timer. Here I need to mention it as VW 0, that is current timer, right? To check the operation of the queue here, whether the motor is running or not. So now we'll consider one small understanding of the pump on or pump off. So for that I'll take digital input value here, and I will map this to as image ventilation. This is for on, and for off again go to animation. Maybe this is off status. Text, I don't want to display any text, on or off text. Delete for these two. And tag, I'm going private tag Q1, that is output number Q1. I'll reduce this size, right? So we'll understand that pump, it's pumping from one tank to another. So now let us design I/O main page. In this I'm going to include input I1 and I2 and output Q1 and Q2. So just drag and drop. Alright, after dragging and dropping, I have designed in such a way that on and off are linked to each of its tag. And color I have changed it to, I want to green. Then we have to save the file. Let us save the file here. And similarly, already I have saved it. I'll click on Control S. Straightforward. So I'll dump both the programs in the FL1F. So first I'll transfer FL1F's backup tools, transfer PC to SmartRelay. Just check whether Ethernet is connected and the IP address is as per the SmartRelay. My SmartRelay's IP address is 192.168.1.3. Click on text. Yes. Okay. Similarly here, tools, download. So for this downloading, we have to have a memory card, SD card, which has to place in the FL1F. Otherwise, this might not function. So writing is done, and now I will open the browser. So I have to enter 192.168.1.3. That's the IP address of the FL1F. Click enter. So the password here is IDEC. This password can also be changed. I'll let you know in the later on stages. So this checkbox is for the tank screen which you are designed. That is to customize side. So initially we'll look into the built-in module screen. So straight away jump to BM. So Q1 off. So what I can do is I'll minimize this. I'll showcase. Maybe I'll monitor this as well. So we can just see the statuses here. I made the I1 on externally using input. So I1 is on. So once the timer is off, every operation stops. This is how I designed the program. So similarly, if you'd like to monitor the web pages as well, then we have to open new web page. So here I have to checkbox to customize site, password as DEC, login. So again, I'll start the operation with I1 making it on externally, I1 on, off. Let's say I would like to stop the operation. I can stop the operation as well. Right? Again, start. Stop. Right? So this is how we can map the variables or the values of web pages to the WinLGC, that is FL1. So now as we design IO status, we'll go to the navigation, go to the IO status and check the status of IOs. I1 on, I1 off, I2 on, I2 off. So in such way. To change the password, in the WinLGC, we have to go to online, then click on the FL1F, settings, go to online settings, then check for the connection. Once the connection is successful, it will show as check mark. Then go to the access control settings. So it will ask for runner stop. You have to make it stop. And here we can change the passwords. So for web server access, I have already been given the password as IDEC. So if you'd like to change, you can change the password here as well. So for all the passwords, I have commonly given as IDEC. So this is the end of this video tutorial. We'll see you in the next. Thank you.